welcome to Live Interactive English. Hello everyone, I'm Mike.
Hi, I'm Rainbow.
And we're back with part 2 of Celebrating Sloths.
Let's recap the cool things we learned.
Sloths, Sloths. That's my new cheer. Woo. Celebrating Sloths. That's what we do in the month of October.
October 20th.
October 20th is the date. There we go. What are you gonna do? Are you having a party? Are you gonna organize a big festival for sloths?
I think we should have like a pajama party where we don't wake up and we just stay in bed all day in the spirit of sloths.
Okay.
Right?
And maybe we could like make some ropes so we can hang from things.
Hammocks.
Yeah, right. You don't want to touch the ground.
Yeah. The whole day.
The whole day, like a sloth.
Oh, that would be amazing.
And then we can sit around
Watch
and
movies.
eat snacks.
Yeah.
And do stuff that sloths do, like sleep 10 hours a day.
Yeah?
Which I could probably do if I
sounds
really
great.
tried. They can't see very well, so we have to kind of bump into things.
We can wear like sunglasses throughout the day or
That's
something.
a good
you know?
idea. That's a very good
Yeah.
idea. And of course, I think we should be late for the party.
We should.
You should show I came here
like
as
4
fast
p.m.,
as I
you know?
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to try to do that, work that into our schedule in October. But for now, we're going to have to just be happy to learn more fun facts about sloths in part 2 of Celebrating Sloths. So let's get into it, and we're going to find out actually about some skills and abilities that sloths have that I bet a lot of you will go, no way.
It might be surprising.
It's true.
They don't just sleep.
Yeah, let's check it out. Swimming sloths. Sloths are surprisingly great at swimming. In fact, they can move 3 times faster in water than on land. They use their long arms to swim and can even hold their breath for up to 40 minutes. Smelly sloths. Sloths spend 90% of their lives hanging out in trees, so you'd think that they do almost everything up there. However, sloths prefer to come down from their tree homes about once a week to poop. During this weekly routine, they can release up to 1/3 of their body weight at once.
All right, everybody, welcome to part 2 of Celebrating Sloths. So we have an International Sloth Day commemorating these amazing animals who are so cool. They not only sleep a lot, they're also blind at night, they're also very cute, but they also have some special talents. Not just hanging from a tree, they can also do cool things with water.
Swimming sloths! Yeah, swimming sloths! And this is not just because they, fall out of the tree into the river. They might actually plan to do this, to go from this side of the river to that side of the river.
They're faster.
It says sloths are surprisingly great at swimming. Let me point out, they use the word great.
Surprisingly great.
In that. They didn't just say good, they said great at swimming.
I guess in comparison to walking.
In comparison to walking and in comparison to what you might expect, they're actually quite good at swimming. In fact, they can move 3 times faster in water than on land.
I think they glide.
Okay. Still though, that is the 38
'Cause they have
meters
long
per
arms,
day
you know?
on land, 3 times faster. So now we're talking like 116 meters a day in the water. That's still slow. You could drown quite quickly if it takes you a day to swim across the river. But anyways, the point is, they're kind of faster in the water than they are on land. That is kind of interesting. They use their long arms to swim. And here's something, and can even hold their breath for up to 40 minutes.
That's cool.
I guess they could actually swim across that river. So there you go. And if you want, you can actually, I remember there's a very famous video that you guys might have seen. I think it's the Amazon. There's a guy in a boat and he sees a sloth swimming. And it's in the middle of this quite big river. So I think he's kind of worried it's getting tired. He goes over, I think he tries to lift the sloth. It's heavy, it's wet, but it ends up holding on to the side of the boat. And they kind of drive drive him over to the side,
Oh.
and then he kind of gets off and he slowly swims, up onto the land. It's a very, just look for swimming sloth on YouTube or something. It's actually quite neat, and it also makes you go, wow, they're actually not bad at swimming. It's kind of like a dog swimming or something, just a bit slower.
All right. Yeah. We've got some issues, though.
Uh-oh. What's the matter now?
Sloths are cute, but apparently they're quite smelly.
I believe that.
It's like a hygiene issue,
I've never seen one cleaning itself.
You can't take a bath.
Nope.
Smelly sloths. Sloths spend 90% of their lives hanging out in trees. So you think that they do almost everything up there. However, sloths prefer to come down from their tree homes about once a week to poop.
Wow, they poop once a week?
I guess they keep a lot of poop in their stomachs.
Well, they don't.
Maybe they just don't have that much poop because they don't really eat.
They're not using a lot of energy, so they probably don't make a lot of poop. But my question is, why don't they just poop in the tree and it falls down and
I guess they gotta separate it,
Very, very interesting. Yeah. So they prefer to poop on the ground than to poop up in the tree where they spend most of their life.
And when you prefer something, that means you would rather do something. So if you say, I prefer summer over winter, means I like summer better than winter. I prefer to come down from my tree to poop. That means I don't like to poop up in the tree. Whatever you prefer is your preference. That is a noun, which means something you like more. I prefer to read books in the evening in comparison to maybe using my iPad or phone. I want to do something quiet, something like that. So when you prefer, there are different options and you know which one you like more.
So you don't hate the other ones, you just like this one
a little bit better.
That would be your first choice, for example. Okay, so that's very interesting. They prefer to poop on the ground than to do it in the trees or from the trees where they spend most of their time. It says during this weekly routine, remember they poop once a week. It's a weekly thing they do. So during this weekly routine, they can release up to 1/3 of their body weight at once.
That means they actually are producing a lot of poop.
That's
they just
a lot of
keep
poop.
It all in their stomachs. So they probably get really, really big stomachs.
Yeah.
And then poop it out like a baby.
Imagine if you pooped all of the food you eat one time in a week. Oof.
Imagine getting that fat too.
I think I'll need a large book when I go to the bathroom
Weekly
to do that.
poops.
And do not go in there. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, this is something they do weekly. We saw that adjective. We also know that they poop once a week. So something weekly happens every week. It might be once a week. It might be a few times a week. But it is definitely doing something on a week. Here's Victor. Victor has a weekly phone call with his brother. Maybe they live in different parts of the world. And every week, Sunday mornings or something, they have a routine, a schedule where they call each other one time a week. It's part of their weekly routine.
So if you have a weekly routine, that means something that you repeat throughout. So a routine is a process that you go through and you follow the same steps each time. So for example, I can have a workout routine. First, I'm going to do 20 minutes of cardio. I'm going to run every day. Then I'm going to do like legs on a machine, okay? And then I'm gonna lift some weights and do some squats, and maybe that's all I can handle for the day, but I repeat that each time. Oh, and then in the end, I have to follow with some stretching. So a routine is something that has an order and a process, and you do it consistently. Abigail's morning routine usually includes going to the gym. Great, very healthy.
Okay, so it's a little different from a schedule. A schedule might be something that everyone follows, but a routine can be a little more personal.
Yeah, flexible.
Your routine
designed for yourself
might be a little bit different, but we kind of do the same things at the same time every day. Anyways, when we talk about the weight of something, we're talking about how much it weighs, how heavy it
is.
Kilograms,
pounds,
tons, grams, micrograms. Who knows? But if you're talking about not how big something is, how wide, how long, how tall, but how heavy, we're talking about the weight. Mark is never worried about his weight.
I guess he's pretty skinny.
He poops half his weight every day.
Ew.
I know, it's crazy.
It's disgusting.
Way, way too much fiber.
All right, we got a break coming up.
Break here. We're gonna go poop and then we'll be back.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们今天要继续来看看关于树懒的有趣事实，要一起来庆祝这个国际树懒日。刚刚 Rainbow 老师有用到一个动词是 commemorate，C-O-M-M-E-M-O-R-A-T-E，commemorate 它可以表达纪念或庆祝的意思。那我们来看看下一个有趣事实，那就是树懒其实很会游泳哦。它们在水中的移动速度可以是在路上的3倍。那它们用它们的长臂来游泳，甚至可以屏住呼吸长达40分钟。而另外一个有趣事实是，树懒偏好大概每周1次从树上的家下来排便，它们不在树上排便。那么在每周的例行活动里面，一次可以排出多达1/3体重的分量，超多的。好，那么 Rainbow 老师刚刚有提到卫生这个单字 hygiene。H-Y-G-I-E-N-E hygiene 就表示卫生情况。那么课文单字 prefer 它是动词，表示比较喜欢或是偏好，后面可以接名词或动名词，也可以接不定词 to be。那注意它的名词就是在后面加上 E-N-C-E preference， 那就表示偏好喜好。下一个单字 weekly 是形容词，形容每周的，每周1次的。routine 则表示例行公事、常规或者是惯例。Rainbow 老师刚刚在讲到运动健身习惯时，他有提到 cardio 是有氧运动，还有提到 squat 则表示蹲或者是深蹲。我们再看到课文单字 weight 表示体重、重量，是个名词。好，那这边3个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看第一个重点是倍数的表达法。倍数的说法是数字加上 times， 像 3 times 就是3倍。4 times 就是4倍等等，那2倍我们会用 2 times 或者是 twice。如果要表达说 A 是 B 的多少倍，我们可以用到下列的句型，也就是用 A 加上动词加倍数加比较级，比较级的后面可能会有一个名词，后面再接 than 再加上 B。第二个句型会是 A 加上动词。倍数加上 as 形容词 as B 或者是 as 副词 as B。举例来说 ，Their campus is 3 times larger than ours。也可以说 Their campus is 3 times as large as ours。他们的校园是我们的3倍大。第二个重点是 up to 的用法。那首先第一个呢，它可以指数目啊，数量多达至多。那举例来说 ，The meeting room can hold up to 50 people。那间会议室能容纳多达50人。好，第二个用法是可以用 up to 去表达直到，可能像是直到某个时刻啊，或是日期，就跟 until 意思相同。例如 ，Everything has gone well up to this point。到目前为止，一切都很顺利。第三个呢，我们可以用来表达说由某人决定或负责，这时候写作 be up to somebody， 像 It's up to you to make the final decision， 由你负责做最后的决定。那第三个我们要介绍的是 at once 的用法。首先第一个我们可以用 at once 去表达同时的、一次性的，像是I can't listen to 2 people talking at once。我没办法同时听2个人说话。那第二个我们可以用 at once 去表达立即、马上的意思，像 I'll be there at once， 我马上到。好，那接回课文中。
Secret sloths. Sloths are able to hide among the trees thanks to special algae that grows on their fur. During the rainy season, this algae turns green, while in the dry season, it is brown. These colors allow sloths to blend in with the browns and greens of the leaves and trees around them. Sloths are unique animals that are well worth learning about. As International Sloth Day approaches, there's no better time to celebrate these amazing animals.
So this very last fact we talked about already. There was a preview from Mike, which is secret sloths. They hide.
Oh, I thought they were like spies or something.
They have secrets.
Okay.
Sloths are able to hide among the trees thanks to special algae that grows on their fur. That algae is moss. You know, that stuff that looks like a fuzzy tree? Fur is what's on their body to keep their bodies warm. Mammals have a lot of fur. We have dogs, we have cats with fur. It keeps keeps them warm in cold weather. My cat has very soft fur.
Okay, so if it's an animal, we would probably, especially if it's longer, we would call it fur. But of course, with humans, we would say hair. With monkeys, we would probably say hair. Elephants might have hair. But certain things, dogs, cats, lions,
furry.
tigers, bears, they would have fur, thicker, longer hair that keeps them warm and stuff. All right, so yes, they have that fur and little plants, algae, simple little plants. It grows on them, and this kind of helps them to hide in the same way, you know, like a soldier's green and brown clothes help it to hide in the forest. During the rainy season, this algae turns green, while in the dry season, it is brown. So it actually changes to match the leaves in the trees around the sloth. These colors allow sloths to blend in with the browns during the dry season and greens, rainy season, of the leaves and trees around them. They have natural, and here's a very cool French word, camouflage.
Very
that
nice.
ability to hide yourself into your surroundings.
Sloths are unique animals that are well worth learning about. As International Sloth Day approaches, there's no better time to celebrate these amazing animals. I hope you all take these ideas into consideration, the ones we talked about. Okay, Mike, I got a question for you. Can you think of any other slow animals? Oh, really small? Crawls? How do you think they stay alive?
I know what you're thinking of, but I'm going to say the tortoise or the turtle. Very similar, but turtles live in water. Tortoises are on land. They're super slow.
How do they stay alive?
They eat plants and
They
don't
also
do
hide.
much. Kind of like a sloth. But yes, some of them, I think some of the giant tortoises can be like 150
or
years old.
thousands of years old.
Not quite thousands, but certainly hundreds of years old. So that's one. What were you thinking of? Another animal with a shell?
A snail.
A snail. Yeah, they're very slow too. I think snails, tortoises, and sloths, they would get along together.
I think so. They're all good friends. And I think they survive by hiding inside of their shells whenever there's danger. Yeah,
sloths don't need that. They have trees.
They have fur.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. So this October 20th, why don't you have yourself a wonderfully slow sloth celebration. Just don't expect the sloths to show up on time. They'll be late. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
最后一个有趣事实是，树懒的皮毛上生长着特殊的藻类，这让它们能隐藏在树林间。在雨季呢，这些藻类会变成绿色；在旱季则是呈现棕色。那这些颜色使得树懒能够跟周遭的这个树叶和树木的棕色和绿色融为一体。好，单字 fur 就是指动物的软毛、毛皮。那么 furry 就可以用来形容是有毛皮覆盖的、毛茸茸的。那文中的 algae 它表示水藻或是海藻。Rainbow 老师这时候提到 moss 这个字 M-O-S-S moss 就是指苔藓。好，那么 Mike 老师刚刚还有提到伪装，那这个字是 camouflage C-A-M-O-U-F-L-A-G-E camouflage 就可以表达动植物的伪装保护色。好，那么以上这些讲解，同学们别走开，马上回来哦。
Swimming sloths. Sloths are surprisingly great at swimming. In fact, they can move 3 times faster in water than on land. They use their long arms to swim and can even hold their breath for up to 40 minutes. Smelly sloths. Sloths spend 90% of their lives hanging out in trees, so you'd think that they do almost everything up there. However, sloths prefer to come down from their tree homes about once a week to poop. During this weekly routine, they can release up to 1/3 of their body weight at once. Secret sloths. Sloths are able to hide among the trees thanks to special algae that grows on their fur. During the rainy season, this algae turns green, while in the dry season, it is brown. These colors allow sloths to blend in with the browns and greens of the leaves and trees around them. Sloths are unique animals that are well worth learning about. As International Sloth Day approaches, there's no better time to celebrate these amazing animals.
Welcome aboard our exciting tour of the Port of Kaohsiung. Prepare to be amazed while we explore Taiwan's largest port, where giant ships come and go, bringing goods from all over the world. From busy docks to towering cranes, there's so much to see and learn about. Join us as we embark on this adventure to discover the wonders of Kaohsiung Port and its importance in connecting Taiwan to the globe. Let's set sail! Kaohsiung is known as the harbor capital of Taiwan. The Port of Kaohsiung is the largest international port in Taiwan. More than 100 years ago, it was just a natural lagoon. Now, it has developed into a modern commercial harbor. The Port of Kaohsiung has deep water wharfs for large container ships and cruises. It also has a naval base, major fishing ports, and a few shipyards. Around 18,000 different ships dock at the port every year. The Port of Kaohsiung is one of the busiest seaports in the world. Nowadays, in the port city of Kaohsiung, you can visit the Great Harbor Bridge or take a sightseeing boat to enjoy the seascape. Giant cargo ships and fishing boats shuttle in and out between the blue sea and sky, adding to the beautiful scenery of this port city.